got Tekka in the summer of 2017. I was moving out of an apartment where I could not have any pets into my parents' condo where they said it was fine for me to have a bird. And I just always wanted a parakeet for a really long time. I had a budgie when I was a kid. He was blue and his name was Buzz, and I kind of regretted that I didn't play with him as much as I should have, and I wanted to get another one and, actually really bond with him and play with him and have a fun time. My birthday was in July, and my parents were like, okay, we'll get you a bird for your birthday. My mom looked up local breeders and found this really nice one that just had a huge flock of budgies, and when they'd have the chicks, she would sell them for a small amount to families that were going to take care of them and raise them as pets and give them a good home environment. Unfortunately, that year there was a bunch of chicks that hatched in May, and by the time I was moving in July, they had already all gone to homes. But luckily for me, this one guy who took 2 parakeets suddenly had moved out of the country and had to return the birds to the breeder because he could not take them out of the country with him. Luckily, that coincided around the time when I was moving into the condo and I could take the bird. And this guy had, So this guy had a blue budgie and a green budgie, and unfortunately the blue one was kind of wild and wasn't taming well, but the green one apparently was very sweet and very friendly, and there he is. Apparently this person thought he was getting 2 females, but they turned out to be 2 males. He named them something like Tiki and Tekka. I have no idea what Tekka means. I don't even know if it's pronounced Tekka or Tika, but I like Tekka better, and that is why Tekka is named Tekka. He had already learned his name, and I didn't want to go through trying to teach him a new name. So I just thought, oh, Tekka, that sounds kind of cute, so I'll just keep it that way. For a while, I actually had my parents' cockatiel too, but he is not the same personality as Tekka. He is a much more anxious bird. He will squawk for attention if you're not in the room with him, and that was just too loud in this really small condo. And unfortunately, he did not take to the budgie very well. Tekka loves him. He did not love Tekka. So that is why he's now living with my parents, and he's not in the condo with Tekka anymore. So I've had Tekka for about 1.5 years now, and I just love his personality. He is so sweet, he's so funny, and he is very self-sufficient. I like that, he loves being out with me, and he loves sitting on my shoulder and talking to me, but if I put him back in his cage, he's just gonna be like, oh, all my lovely toys, my mirrors, I am so happy here. And I just know he's gonna be okay, and he'll just chatter to himself, and he'll be a happy little bird. Yeah! So I'm filming another section with Tekka because I didn't really talk about how I got on Twitter. I had an account before, but when it was my account, I basically just had 12 followers, and I almost never posted because the only reason I got it was because I was in grad school for mass communications, and oh, you have to know all the different social medias and be good at all of them. And then I read some bird accounts, and I thought, oh, that's a great idea, so I started posting as Tekka, and then suddenly it was a lot more fun, and I just had more stuff to say when I was posting as him instead of me. So thank you, Tekka, for being such good inspiration. And now Tekka has 500 followers, and I only had 12. So I don't know what that says about me, but I guess it just shows how Tekka makes me better in every way. Thank you, Tekka.